welcome everybody to the Black Design Collective. I am Lola Wusu, and we are here today with Sir Tony Walk.
Hey, yo.
So if you don't know who Sir Tony is, he is a beauty expert, hair and makeup artist. His work has been seen on so many magazines that you've seen, like Sheen, Cosmopolitan, GQ, Marie Claire, etc. The list goes on. He's admired by so many people, so many prominent names, especially like Mickey Howard, Vesta Williams, Etta James, Aretha Franklin, and Vogue. He's worked with just about everyone, including somebody we both work with, Margaret Avery, who we love so much. And he works with really just about all types of hair, not just about every type of hair. He can make just about anything.
I work where the money is.
Out of anything. He makes wigs, he does facial, frontals, he does full, like you can throw any idea at him and he's like, all right, let me figure it out and I will have it to you ASAP. I love working with him. He's such a kind heart. So I am very excited to have such an expert in his craft here with the Black Design Collective. And welcome, Tony.
Oh, this is such an honor. It is such an honor. I remember Black Design Collective being a thought. And now here it is, a full major spectrum of beautiful artists and designers, and it's amazing. I think these are the things that they say when they mean best things in life are free. You get to communicate with like-minded people and grow. That's what this is about.
I love that. That's exactly what it's about. And yes, you have seen it from the conception to where it is today. We get to help each other grow, and it's amazing to see this happen. So let's get a little bit about you. So you grew up in LA, and when was your aha moment of knowing I'm going to make hair and makeup a career?
Honestly, I think my aha moment was, okay, I had been signed to two major record deals. I sing as well. And
oh yes, beautiful voice.
And I remember my second album project, and it was like really major, and they had groomed us for about 4 years. So we had artist development, we had all of this stuff we had to do. We had to learn how to eat in public, we had to learn how to hold an interview, we had to learn how to answer questions and all of this stuff. And I had done that for about 4 years, so I just knew I was on my way. And they showed the project.
Wow.
And I was like,
wow.
Okay, what am I going to do? This has happened the second time. Let me go ahead and I need some stability because I can't work like this. I mean, literally, I was living basically in a house with artists and producers and stuff. That's how bad they wanted this project to just go and go and go fast. And so when that happened, I was broke. I didn't have nothing. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know nothing. I had started doing drag at 16.
Wow. And I didn't realize you were so young when you started.
Yeah, I started at 16. I grew up in the hood, and I wasn't as supervised as most kids would be because my parents were on drugs. But so I got a chance to experience some really great things that could have been harmful to me as a young person, but because God protected me.
Yeah. Wow.
And he made sure that I didn't get around the people that wanted to abuse me and use me. I ran into those people, but I ran into beautiful Black women that just cared and wanted to make me their little teddy bear and fix me up and buy me clothes. They would see me, I would be so raggedy. They'd be like, oh, you're too cute to be this way. Come on, let me take you to get a haircut. So when it comes to the Black woman, for me, that's like platinum.
Man.
Because they it's really emotional for me because they really have saved my life.
Love that.
They
Love
really have saved my life. I salute the black woman full-heartedly. And I think that's why
beautiful.
I do what I do because it's a motivation. So basically, my aha moment was because we're about to go all in that. My
Yeah.
aha moment was um, realizing um, what could I do that I was good at, that I love to do, that I could help people. The
Wow.
first time I remember making someone up fully, hair and makeup. I mean, the joy on their face was so good, and I was just amazed on how something that minute
Hmm.
could change someone's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And literally, from that day forward, she said, "Oh, I don't wear extensions. I don't do that. I'm a natural girl and everything." But she was not happy. And a
Hmm.
lot of us think that if we add something or take something away, that we're going to be happy. But to be honest, this is just something that we build any way we want to build.
Yeah. I love that.
Inside is
Yeah.
what shows up on the outside.
Yeah.
So when it ain't right on the outside, something ain't right in the inside.
Yeah, and I love that you said that because in general, what we do and working in fashion and whatnot, it kind of seems somewhat materialistic and frivolous. But when you realize what you're really representing and how you make people feel and the person that they are inside comes out on their
Oh,
exterior, that's what it is. And I love that you said that and you noticed it so young. Honestly, that's amazing.
yeah, but drag literally taught me that, and people
Yeah.
look down on drag and all that. I mean, I'm so blessed because of drag. Drag taught me tricks and tips that I was able to just work my way out of situations that were not right. I mean, like uh, just being on stage. Like one time, this is so crazy. So I got a call to do, and I'm going to say her name because she's amazing, and this is not anything bad at all. Um, Dionne Warwick. I got a call to do Dionne Warwick, and we were doing a magazine shoot. And I had never worked with her before, and so they called me and they said, "Hey, we want to know if you can do this and that." I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And then so I get a call from Dionne Warwick,
Hmm.
and I said, "Hey." She goes, "Hey, boy, how you doing?" And so we talked, and she goes, "Okay, well, you ain't gonna really have to do much, Tony, because I'm gonna be leaving from a shoot, so my hair, my makeup will already be done. So I just want you there, to." I said, "Okay, no problem. I'll come there." So in packing my bag,
Hmm.
I've learned now that even if you don't need it, you still need it.
Yeah.
This is when I was in the beginning stages of this celebrity.
I've been
And
there.
so, and so I said to myself, I said, okay, so she's not gonna need that. I know, okay, she's gonna be done. So I'll just take her a little powder and maybe some lipsticks and stuff like that. Got there, she walked in with rollers in her hair. She didn't have no makeup on. And she says, "Oh my God, Tony, I'm so sorry. I had to go to the dentist and it took forever. I cracked the tooth. I know I wasn't supposed to." And I was like, and she's doing, all I see is this. All I see is, because I'm thinking like, oh my God, I don't have no makeup. I don't have no curlers. I don't have nothing. And literally, I had a Marcel iron. I don't even know why I had this Marcel iron. I had this Marcel iron, and the lights on the set are so hot.
Yeah.
So I had to curl her hair. She literally had paper bag curls.
Wow.
And those are the best curls in the world, for real. Like people speak on them, but if you want your hair curled, get you a brown paper bag and do that. It's gonna work. And so I had to put the Marcel iron on top of the set lamp because it was
Yeah.
so hot, so that it could heat up
Hmm.
to curl her hair for this shoot. I could not believe it. She said, and thank God she had makeup, and
Wow.
they didn't have no. I didn't have no lashes. I didn't have nothing. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't have no lashes. I have nothing. So we had to end up putting lashes on her digitally in the photo.
Okay.
But thank God she had foundation and stuff like
And
that. But
everything else.
just
Oh,
like
wow.
stuff like that is what drag taught me. Drag taught me how to improvise, and not just improvise, but how to improvise and execute.
And execute, because yeah, you got
Yeah.
it ready with all that. My
So,
goodness. I love that. I love that that's what drag brings, honestly. I love that it does communicate that, where like you use what you have to create what's beautiful. And I think
yeah.
that's amazing. I love that. So, and I can definitely see it in your work in general. You've created some amazing looks off of what you
Thank you so much. Thank you
and
so much. And you know what's really amazing to me is that so many people say all the time, "Oh, Tony, you're so humble. You're so this and so." I don't feel a need to be any other way. I just feel like I'm doing what I chose to do in life. And when you do what you choose to do in life, and it ends up being great, I
Mhm.
don't think that's anything to boast about. I don't think that's anything to be better than about. I think that's something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
And people misunderstand it sometimes by saying, like, they think because you're nice and you're this way and you're that way, that you're a pushover. But I'm very far from that. I have to stay on this end of the spectrum, because if I even go near there, I'm going to jail. So I stay on this end of the spectrum. I try to be the neutral piece
Mm.
for anything that is going on when I'm on set with a celebrity, or just in general, women in general. When I work with them, my goal is to empower them
Yeah.
by making sure that they know that regardless of what is going on in your life, this is an additive. This is
Mm.
something that's going to make you, this is something that's going to make you greater, not even better, because you're already good.
Yeah.
And so when you go into every situation like that, and I have been deemed to work with some of the most horrific divas in the industry. Hey, that people say that they're horrible. And I guess because I grew up in the hood, like, it doesn't bother me. Like, things that would bother people
Yeah.
doesn't bother me. Because my whole thing is like, just don't put your hands on me. So I'm always like in that mind frame, and I think people feel that, but I'm still really nice and I'm helpful. But I'm always, my first mind before I become a hairstylist and a makeup artist with this celebrity is to make sure that I can be the solution to whatever it is we're doing if there's a problem.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hello?
I think you
Okay.
froze. Oh, there we go.
So you are one of the hardest working stylists. Oh, we're good?
I
All
think
right.
so.
So you are, hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't know why it's doing it. Okay.
You're one of the hardest working hair stylists, makeup artists that I know of, because I have seen you fly from, Atlanta to New York to LA, back to Atlanta in 1 week, get all these people done.
I know. And it's crazy, but this is what it is. And you're blessed to be able to do it. But a lot of people think, like, oh, that's so high. I mean, I think the biggest misconception that people have when it comes
Mhm.
to me is, oh, he's rich, or he's bougie, or he's stuck up, or he think he's better. Just all of these things that I hear. I even hear people say, "Oh, I can't afford you," so you don't know what you can afford. And a lot of times, my thing is I work with people off of energy. So if
Mm.
you come to me and your energy is good, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be blessed when you leave. But if it's bad, now I'm learning, I'm going to be booked into February. I'm going to refer you over here to this. So, like, you just learn how to deal with things. I'm at a point in my life now to where, whether it's for money or not for money, I'm not going to jeopardize my happiness.
That's good. And that's something I think we all need to continue to remind ourselves, and what this time has reminded us, like, your happiness does not have a price tag on it. So what aspects of hairstyling and makeup do you think that you've learned throughout the years that you wish you had learned at the beginning?
Um, I think it would actually be two things. It would be that um, if your friends love you and really respect you, they'll pay for your services.
Mm,
Um,
that's a good one.
you don't have to give away things free. I gave away so many things free, and to this day, I still do it. But now I do it with need. I do it with people that I know actually need this, and
Mm-hmm.
not just trying to get over. Um, that's one thing for sure, is that I would tell myself, anybody that loves you and willing to support you, they're willing to support you however you need them to support
That,
you. So that's one thing. The next thing would be um, do not worry so much about what tomorrow is going to be.
mm,
Just perfect right now. I
that's
tell people all the
good.
time that what you do in this present moment will affect you tomorrow, either great or not so great.
Yeah.
If I choose to do something negative in this moment, it's not going to be positive tomorrow. If
Right.
it's something like, it just doesn't make sense. Like if I'm doing an interview with you and we talk and we do an interview and I cuss you out and we have another interview tomorrow, you're not going to want to get on an interview with me tomorrow. So these are just
I would think twice about that. Yes.
exactly. So these are things that people do not even think of. They think of, well, I don't know why this is so hard. I don't know why this is so hard. You have to think what has helped me in this time of doing hair and makeup is what has helped me make the right decision
Yeah.
is analyzing me first before I blame you.
Yeah.
I go, what part did I play in that? What could I have done differently? Why did this happen? And
That,
when you think about those things and you equate those things to being good or bad, you're able to change them. So I'm always thinking first
yeah.
about what did I do to protect this? And a lot of times it could be just you trusting or allowing someone in your space that don't even deserve to be on the same block as
That's good. That's
you.
really good. So then, because you have this energy that you continue to bring around you to like every time you're on a set, you could feel your love. We could feel your energy. It's amazing. With when you bring on other people for your bigger jobs, I know you've had some jobs where you have to work with multiple hair artists and makeup artists at the same time. How do you choose your partners? How do you choose your team? How do you keep your energy around you to stay on the same frequency?
Um, I I try to find people that have the same traits that I had when I was hungry.
Okay, that's
And
good.
so, and a lot of those traits is if I'm talking to you and I find out that you are a hairstylist, makeup artist, designer, whatever, and
Right.
you tell me, and I go, oh my God, your work is really good. Give me a call and I can get you some work.
Hmm.
If I don't get a call for a month later, oh, I was busy and I was, you're not hungry.
Ah,
I really give
good.
this to someone that's gonna call me every day until I give them what they want. Because that's how it goes.
Hmm.
That's how it goes. So many of my hairstylists and makeup artist friends have missed out on big jobs because I've called them and they take their time about calling back about a job or whatever because they just think like, oh, that's enough. But if I call about work, it's literally about work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna know if I'm gonna get paid. No, you're going to get paid. And
Yeah.
if I ever refer you to something that doesn't have a pay, trust and believe the relationship is so great to the point that you
Mhm.
will. It'll be, and that's my thing. People ask, they say, God, Tony, why do you know so many people? Know so many? And to be honest, I don't know so many people. I do not. I don't know a lot of people. Um, I talk to a lot of people. I've met a lot of people, but knowing a lot of people, I do not know a lot of people.
Mhm.
But the people that I do know, I make sure I take care of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's that's what has sustained me. I don't pass out business cards. I don't promote. I don't do this, and I don't do this because I don't want to. I don't do this because God has set it up so I don't have to.
Yeah.
He literally allows me to meet people that I can affect in such a positive way they want you to know about.
Yeah. And that's very true. I see that. And that's a great way, that just the hunger, thinking
Yeah.
about that, because that hunger is definitely the breaking point of whether or not somebody is going to put in work when the hour hits and the time frames are short. And that
Oh,
hunger is somebody who stays cool under pressure and gets it done. And
yeah.
good thing for people to remember when you're adding people to your team, like
Oh,
hunger.
yeah. Yeah. And then most definitely too, I don't think that I don't think we properly introduce people to our world. Most of the time is, oh, I need stylist. Okay, come, hey, come here, help me. Okay, this is what she's doing. This is no, 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 no. No, before you develop that before you go into that work, you need to develop a relationship. We need
Yeah.
to, we need to hook up. We need to work on something that's not so important, so that way you know how I work and
Right.
how it's done. But everyone that has worked for me, my thing has always been, just be great. Just be great at what you do. That's
Yeah.
all you have to do. There's no need, you're working for people. So that means submission is going to be somewhere along these lines.
Hmm.
You cannot do what you want to do. I had a friend that he always said, Tony, you'll never call me for work. And I didn't ever call him for work because I knew it just wouldn't going to be right.
Okay.
So I referred him to work, and I come in and I tell him, I said, well, just put her just put her foundation on, and I'll do everything else. Here's her foundation, just put it on. I come back, he then did the whole face.
Wow.
It was for a really big rapper, female
Oh,
rapper, and I said, and he had her turned away from the mirror doing her, and I said, now turn her around.
yeah.
Because he was like, oh no, I went ahead and did it because I knew you was busy. And I said, now turn her around. As soon as she turned her around, she said, I don't like this. This is not what I do. I don't do this.
Yeah.
I said, and I had to apologize. I said, I apologize, but you heard what I asked him. I asked him to only do
Hmm.
this. Now, this is what happens when you come to someone else's show trying to run it. No, not at all. So these are the things that assistants and people have to know, that
Yeah.
I don't care who I've done. If I'm assisting you, you're not gonna even know I've done anybody, because I'm gonna be so on it for you. And not just that, before I even go to the job, I'm gonna ask, can we do a little demo of how you like your setup, how you like this? Let me take a picture of it and study it. So because the point of having me there is to make sure that I don't have to work as much.
Hmm.
And it has nothing to do with being Hollywood. It has nothing to do with being any of that. What is the purpose of you being there if you're not going to be a great assistant?
Yeah. That's something that we all need to remember, and people who are just starting in the game always
Yeah,
need to know is you're on a set to assist. You're assisting the greater vision. And if you
yeah.
are thinking in a service mindset, it's not where you need to be.
And this is what I tell them all the time. I said, this is your chance to develop a relationship with a celebrity that does not allow everyone to do them.
Mm,
So now, if you develop this relationship right, when I can't do her, I can refer you because she knows you now and she's comfortable with you.
yeah.
But if you're not consistent and you're not that, she's going to notice that. And
Yeah.
it's been times I show up, I'm like, where's the sit? She goes, I've been sitting here. He's not here. Okay, so we can't use him no more. He done already disqualified himself from the race.
Wow.
So I might
Yeah.
as well go ahead and just put somebody else in that space because I don't want the client to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's something that we forget about, regardless of who you've done, regardless of what you have going on for yourself. This is for her. She needs to
In
feel
that
good.
moment.
Yeah. And we forget that. And I get so many people that ask me, but Tony, what do you
Exactly.
well,
So
mm-hmm.
I love that. So you have this success. Obviously, you've been in the game for so long. What made you realize that it was time to open up a store online? Because now you sell online, which is amazing. You should check out some of the hair.
Well, well, one of the reasons why I don't have as many nerves as I used to have, so they bad. So where it is, you know, I would normally just go, oh, she precious, now I'm just ready to drag her. So you have to get to a point to where you know when to back off of certain things, because I never want to be that way to people. I think when you lose the knack for service, you should back away.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think you do get to a point to where in every field that you are in, you get to a point to where you are, you get to the point where you are, where you just realize what's good for you and what's not good for you.
Okay.
And I always want to respect people. I always want to do that. So, you know, and I mean, I've done it. I realize that I can do anything I want to do now.
Yeah. And that's a great place to be. So you decided moving into commerce as opposed to being the product, you moved into selling products. So what mindset change did you have to adopt with that?
I had to realize that I will not be able to jump on plane after plane after plane after plane. It doesn't feel good now. So I realized that you have to. This time of being in COVID has taught me that if you don't have more than one stream of income, because we know now that it is possible for the world to shut down.
Yep.
And
you see it. We're in it.
If you didn't take this time to build something that's going to create an income that you don't have to touch or have to see, I mean, you don't have to deal with like hands-on like that. It's tons of ways. Drop shipping. It's tons of ways that you can make money. I know someone that is selling socks, regular white socks.
Wow.
All you do is go on their site. You can put a design on it, or you can put your name on it. Socks are $24.
Wow.
And they are selling. They are selling. This is what I'm saying. So, and so if you didn't take this time to better yourself, I mean better yourself. I'm not talking about better your business. I'm not talking about better your family. I'm talking about yourself. This is enough time for us to better ourselves mentally, emotionally, and most definitely financially.
Yes.
Because now you get to the point to where you go, okay, this might happen again.
Yeah.
And I'm broke. So I need to make sure that I got something coming in from everywhere. And when I tell you, God has really, really sustained me, because when this COVID thing happened, I swear I didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah. So did you start your store? You started your store pre-COVID, correct?
Yeah. I've been working on the store for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
And the reason why it took so long is because the first time I paid someone and they ran off with all the money and all that stuff. So I learned something from that. But what it taught me is that I was so upset and so mad at myself, because I was like, how do you get got like this? Like what you know about this.
I've been there.
and so I realized, oh, I wouldn't have gone through this if I knew how to do this myself. So what I've done in those 3 years' time, I've learned how to master my site. I've learned how to go in, change anything, replace anything, do anything I need to do for myself for the site. And what I'm working on now is the SEO. Once I learn how to do all that, I'm fine. I realized that in order to be great, you have to invest something. If you don't have the money, you have to invest the time.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
And what we really forget is that only what you water in your life will grow.
Yeah, that's good. That's so
Only
good.
what you water in your life will grow. So if you got three things, let's say you got three things, one over here, one over here, and one right here,
Mhm.
and you got this water, and you spreading that water out to all those three things.
Yeah.
Imagine what had happened if you had just focused on one thing and how great and how amazing that would be. And you could take the fruit from that tree and help this tree. And then get that tree to grow up and take the fruit from that tree. And people do not, I mean, it just makes sense to me
Yeah.
now that I hear it. It makes sense to me. And you come from the hood being broke and
That's,
hungry and all of that, you don't ever want to experience that again. And my whole goal from this point on in life is to make sure that stability is not ever a factor.
that's good. And I can see, I can imagine really the difference in who you've had to be in every stage of your growth in your life, and the person you've had to continue to rise up to become, from where you
Yeah,
are to where you are now. Um,
yeah,
I'm sure you're proud. So
yeah. I'm thankful.
let's get into a little more personal, my favorite part of these interviews. Um, so what is your daily routine? I think it's very important for people who have created platforms for themselves to give us a little insight on their daily life. So what is your everyday routine? How is that you are who you are every day?
Um, my daily routine. Well, I never had a daily routine because I was always working. So
Mm,
that would be what it was. I would get up in enough time to make sure I could take my time to get ready for the day, and then I would just jet off. But being in this COVID situation, what it has made me do is prioritize.
yeah.
I realize I realize now that if I'm fat, it's because I didn't do nothing about it.
Mm,
If I don't like something in my life, it's because I didn't do nothing about
interesting.
it.
Yeah.
And so many times that's what we think. We think like, oh, I can never do this because it just ain't happening. No, no, no. No. How do you expect to lose weight if you don't even want to start eating right?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't like exercise. Right. Okay, you don't like eating right. Exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't like eating right or doing exercise. Guess what you like being then?
here's
That's
here's the
exactly what you like.
facts of what you really like.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm learning now is to put me on the schedule.
That's good. Okay.
So if I can't be on the schedule, and to be honest, I'm not even gonna. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't have to have $1 million in the bank. I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy. Um, People love me. And that alone will encourage you to go and do the things that you have to do. But right now, I'm really cool. Like, I turn down so much work, and it's not because I'm rich. It's because I realize that my time with being a helpmate and behind the scenes
Yeah.
to an end.
Yeah.
So now it's time for me to step out in front and lead.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do.
I love that. So I love that because usually I ask next how you're balancing, and you can give a little more insight of how you balance your business, your clients, your relationships, your friends. Um, what is it um, that you do daily to like keep that balance in your mind? Is it, you know, eating right? Is it working out? Is it what is it that you are doing to take care of yourself?
Well, in 2018, I had a stroke, and I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. And it was really devastating because I realized that I used to always think people would call me and while I was thinking about them, and they would go, Tony, you're gonna live a long time. I was just thinking about you. And then I thought, like, I literally had my mind. I had heard it so much to the
Yeah.
point that I had my mind. Oh, I'm gonna live a long time. It's not gonna happen to me. I'm gonna live
Yeah.
a long time. Then the stroke happened. Boom.
Wow.
Oh, I got it. I can still live a long time handicapped.
Whew.
I said,
Wow.
oh no. I said, oh no. So I'm a vegan now. I don't eat meat. It's been amazing. There's so
Hmm.
many different options out there. I still love my dairy and stuff like that. I'm trying
Yeah.
to wing away from it. The more I get into my singing, I will wing away from it. But just um, just all of that stuff. Just being able to take care of you, and this is something that we just forget so long. Like I
Yeah.
took care of my mother for 18 years, and when she passed, I mean, I didn't even know what to do because
Yeah.
my life was centered around her. So I had lost a big part of myself for a long time,
Wow.
and I'm so glad I didn't find it back because it was wrong. I
Hmm.
found something new. I found something new. I don't even want the old me back.
Yeah.
The new me now consists of me, myself, and I. How can I help you?
That's amazing. That's
And
good.
this is what you have to be. This is the way it has to be. So for sure, this season, this pandemic, this movement, everything is about me because I realize that if I get myself to a point to where I can actually make a difference,
Yeah.
that would that would help hundreds of thousands.
As you do. Yeah. That's amazing. So, next question has to do with any books or tech tools, apps, anything that you do to help you improve you. That's a tool that we can
Um,
look out for.
Honestly, this is the best thing in the world, and I grew up Baptist.
Okay.
I grew up Baptist. My father was a minister, so I grew up in the church.
Hmm.
And um, people call it prayer, they call it meditation, they do it, but I meditate now.
Okay.
Meditation, I found that if you have the power and the control to
Yeah.
sit down and literally focus and block everything out around you, regardless of how busy you are. If you have the mental capacity to make yourself do that and stop and do that,
Yeah.
you can control anything in your life.
That's
I
yes.
mean, literally anything in your life. Like so many times we say, "Oh well, I want to be this, I want to be that." I never wanted to be a hairstylist and makeup artist. I wanted to be a singer.
Hmm.
I didn't realize I could sing as well as I could sing because I was with me. Like you know how you make something, you go, "Oh, this old thing," and everybody just love it
Yeah.
because, because we're used to ourselves.
Hmm.
So now I'm just trying to get used to myself being great because I realize that's what I am, and it's not nothing boastful. It's not any of that. It took me a long time to realize that, but in realizing that came with now you have to treat me a certain type of way.
Hmm. I love that. I love what you said. You said it takes you're getting used to yourself being great. That in of itself is what we should all take away from this because that's something we're all striving for and that's really what it is. Get used to yourself being great. I
Yeah,
love that. I
and
love
just
that.
and then to diminish all of the people thinking you cocky and all of this and all of that is I tell people you will never ever ever have to wonder
Mm.
about anything anybody tells you about me because the life I live speaks for me.
Yeah.
You will never hear that I'm a thief because you will always hear that I'm a giver.
Yeah.
So all you really have to do is live the life that you want. You cannot expect for people to give you that if you don't see it for yourself.
Yeah. That's good. So what would you say you are most proud of in people, humanity, the world? What are you most proud of?
I can say that of the I am most proud of the fact that I was able to show my mother how a man was supposed to treat a woman before she died.
Hmm. Wow. That's impactful. Wow. That's that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. And I believe that to be so, that you are a great example of what it looks like to be a man. And thank you, especially in this age where men aren't necessarily being highlighted in the way that they should be. I thank you for being a great example of what that looks like for not just me, not just for me, not just, you know, your family, but everyone that you come in contact with. So thank you so much for being much more than just a designer, much more than just a makeup artist, hairstylist, singer. You are just a great person who exemplifies what that is. So thank you for joining us on the Black Design Collective. You are one of a kind.
Thank you so much. It's always a privilege and a pleasure. I just think you're amazing. I think anything you want to do, Lola, I promise you, don't focus on how you're going to get there. Don't focus on how you're going to do it. Just whatever you plan to do, make sure it's great, and everything else will follow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I wholeheartedly take that in. And for everyone watching, that's for you. Whatever you do, make sure it's great. Love it. And being great. I love that. I'm taking that forever. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a nice
thank you and Black Design Collective. I think this is an amazing platform. Thank you so much for just allowing me to be here and to share and to talk to your beautiful face and to see you and all of that good stuff.
Miss you.